Good morning. It is Saturday morning. We are right at the border of Texas and Oklahoma, so we had 2 really long days on the road, and I think we're going to take it slow moving forward. It is about 8:40. I already took my medication this morning. I made myself some coffee. I took a first blood pressure reading, but I remember yesterday when I took it, it was a little bit later and I had already taken my medicine. So I'm going to wait another maybe about 10 minutes and then I'm going to check it again. So we are going to see what today's numbers are. So yesterday I had my coffee with MCT oil in the morning, and then we went to the barbecue place, which was amazing. We had ordered one big, like I think it's called the Texas Trinity plate that had like all the meats in it, and it came with 2 sides. So I asked what was in there. Coleslaw. She said it was a little on the sweeter side, but it's not vinegar based. But I went ahead and got the 2 sides as the charro beans and the coleslaw. I had one taste of each one. This coleslaw wasn't as sweet as I was anticipating it to be. She did throw in, because we know the owners threw in these bacon burnt ends, which were amazing. That was probably my favorite part of the entire meal. The problem is that tasting it, you could taste like there was a sweetness. So I'm not exactly sure what the rubs were or what it was cooked in, but there was a little bit of a sweetness. I had a few bites of that, and then I had some brisket, a couple of pieces of the sausage, and 2 of the pork ribs. And that carried me through the entire rest of the day. On the road, we were driving, and I just had some nuts while we were driving, and then that was it. We got here about 8:30, and we hooked up, let the kids play for a little bit, and then we went to bed. So I am hungry this morning, which is odd considering I didn't really eat after lunch yesterday. It is early. It's 8:45. I just made my coffee, so I'm going to have it earlier than anticipated. But like I said, we're not gonna stress about intermittent fasting. If we're able to do it, great. But it's really hard when we're waking up early. I woke up at 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning, and I've held out till almost 9 not to have my coffee. Caesar's about to start making breakfast. We have our low sugar, low sodium bacon that I bought the other day. So that's going on the grill outside, or on the Blackstone, or I don't know what you call it. It's a griddle. And then he's going to make some eggs. So that's the plan for breakfast. We're going to eat breakfast before getting back on the road, and we're going to cross over 2 state lines. We're going to pass through Oklahoma in about 20 minutes, and then we're going to get into Kansas, and then we'll be in Kansas for a little bit. I think we're going to go see a Wizard of Oz, Dorothy Museum or something like that. So it should be fun. Well, that's not good. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Right, here's the instructions. It's got that little pole sticking down, and it's got to be around where my ring finger is. And then close it up. The arm has to be where my heart is. All right. I guess that's the reading. And that's with my medicine taken about 20 minutes ago. Yikes. 164 over 1. So it looks like this may be the angle you're going to see a lot of my camping videos on, because I've got this little mini tripod, and there's picnic tables usually where we go. So I just am going to sit here and chat with you guys for a bit. So some challenges yesterday. Of course, going out to eat is always a challenge. That's why when we're at home, it's easier to stay on plan because we control the ingredients. We know how everything is made. So that was a little stressful, not knowing if I was intaking some sugar. I probably was intaking sugar yesterday because those bacon bites were a little sweet, but they were so delicious. Oh my God, they were so delicious. We didn't stop anywhere to eat, so we wanted to set up camp a lot earlier so we could have grilled something, but after the big lunch I had, I wasn't even really that hungry, so the nuts did it for me. I think today we're gonna go less. We're not gonna drive that much further today. I kind of feel like man, I was doing so good. That first week, I lost 5 pounds, 5.2 pounds in that 1 week, and following that strict, meal plan. And this week, I'm just completely off, and I just worry about, what it's going to do to my weight. And I guess the fact that I'm worrying is probably going to affect my weight also. So I'm trying to enjoy myself, try to listen to my body, and try to eat when I'm hungry, not eat when I'm not. But when you're in the car and people want snacks and the kids want chips and they're eating their goodies back there, and it doesn't make me want it. I just get a little, looks like a black ant. I get a little worried that I'm either not eating enough or I'm eating too much of fat. Like yesterday I had MCT oil in my coffee, and then I had those nuts while we were driving. So once I looked at my day for the day, I was like, oh look, I went under on protein just a little bit, pretty much spot on my calories considering I only had that one meal, and then a little tiny bit over on fat. So it's hard to try and track your calories throughout the day when you don't know exactly when you're going to eat and what you're going to eat. So this morning is bacon and eggs. That's pretty simple. I do have the avocado guacamole cup, so I'll probably have that this morning, and then we'll see. I think the ants are falling from this tree. We like traveling. I've just never been a really outdoorsy person, but I'm getting there. You should have seen Nikki when we first got to that first spot the other night, last night. I don't even have my days straight anymore. And he thought he saw a scorpion, and he screamed so loud. It was like 11 o'clock at night. He was halfway asleep, and he totally freaked out, threw everything on the floor and ran. We couldn't see it. I mean, who knows? It probably could have been a scorpion. The kid knows what a scorpion looks like, but yeah. All right, somebody's driving up right behind me, so I'm gonna move. So I'm a little concerned with the blood pressure reading. So obviously my doctor's concerned because she wouldn't have had me buy a cuff and take my readings at home. But I'm taking my medicine, and the whole goal is to get off of medication, right? So my whole goal is to get off of blood pressure medication, but even with it on and losing 67 pounds so far, I was hoping that the blood pressure would be improving. And right now it doesn't seem to be improving, and that's what worries me. So I don't know what else I can do at this point. I mean, I know the doctor said to stay away from sodium, which is very confusing and hard to do when you're on keto, because so you need to be replenishing your electrolytes, so you need to be putting pink salt on everything. And so that's what I do. I put pink salt on things, on my food. But then, I start to worry, do you think that's what it is? Do you think I'm having too much sodium? Do I need to cut the sodium? Do I need to take more walks? Now that we're out here, we're camping, so things should be less stressful, right? What else can I do to lower the blood pressure? Because, my goal is to get off of the medicine, and right now it doesn't look like I'm anywhere near being able to do that. So if you have any tips, if you have anything that might have worked for you, if you're on keto with high blood pressure, or maybe you used to have high blood pressure and now you don't, tell me what your experience was, so I can figure out how to battle that. She had wanted me to get the blood pressure cuff months ago, and I completely forgot. And when we had that follow-up, that was the first thing out of her mouth was like, how's your blood pressure? I was like, I don't know, I haven't checked it. And she said, well, you were supposed to get a blood pressure cuff. And I was like, I completely forgot. I am so sorry. So the fact that she's still thinking about that, it's still, in her notes, it's there. I guess there's no reason for my blood pressure to be that high, even with medication. So what the heck am I so stressed about? Whew. I think I'm not sleeping as well as I had been in the past few weeks and months. So I'm going to make an effort to get to bed at a reasonable time and try and rest throughout the night. I mean, we're in our camper bed, not our regular bed, so it's not as comfortable. So maybe that's a big difference, but you know, I would hate to spend the next few weeks not having a good night's sleep, because that would suck. But we're trying. I mean, the mattress is comfortable. I brought all of my pillows. I think just, you know, not knowing our surroundings and, you know, if we're safe, you know, all of that makes a difference in how comfortable you sleep. You know, being in a new place, an unknown place, you know, does give you a little bit of anxiety. So maybe that's contributing to it. I'm not sure.
McDonald's ain't got nothing on us.